Okay, first one done, and I've cut that to the length of 20 inches. I really need 17, but I want some overflow, some extra just in case I mismeasure, fuck it up, or whatnot, or I want to do a different elevation, which is unlikely. And I'm accounting for each end of, I think I actually got that just about right. Anyway, each end of these things here. These, by the way, I've got another one here, is this. I bought a 1 inch by 7 by 7 foot length, and I just cut it up into pieces. I'm not actually a whole lot concerned whether it looks pretty or not once it's mounted. Painted it black, and that's that. Got the assistance of my little helper monkeys here, and they heard me turn the Dremel on and they skedaddled. And the one on the left here, this dude likes to, usually likes to climb. So if I'm not careful or I'm not watching, he'll end up on top of the ladder here and then on top of my bar. And more as I get it. Hey. So the first one is up. It was a hell of a lot longer than I had anticipated, and I did a little bit of damage, but I got some paint. And I found out that 20 inches is probably too long. I can go maybe 18 inches. So from the top here to the top of the road support thing here, I'm looking at 17 inches is what I'm shooting for. But so on top of here, get my small piece here. On top of this will go the actual bed like that. I've got to notch the edges so that it fits correctly, but I've got this long piece to put up. I've got that piece to notch in. I might not be able to finish tonight. Anyway, my next piece should be relatively easy to put up. This one here was one of the drywall anchors, and then I put a screw up in there. That's why I've got some damage to the wall. But I'll be able to adjust height and trim and everything else. I'm not going to cut the pieces off until I'm all done, I think. And my Dremel lasts that long anyway. My Dremel's got some bad brushes, I think. And I guess we'll go from there. Well, the first two pieces are up, and you can see how it looks. I'm going to trim the end pieces off, and once I'm done with everything, I'll trim out the sides of the support in black so it looks nice. And this one I thought I measured down to the nastnoids. Of course I measured too little, and so now I've got to adjust this. The distance between the ceiling and the bottom of the first support is 16 inches here, 17 inches there. It's all a 1 inch drop, but I'm trying to be uniform as much as I can. And God knows I can adjust the damn thing, so who gives a shit. I'm doing an HO scale, and I've got, 2 inches, 2.5 inches between, maybe even 3 inches between the top of any car and any and the bottom of the road bed. And I think what I've got in that gap there is about 5 inches, 4 inches. So I'm not awfully worried about 1 inch, but I've not tied that down. I'm going to use a combination of small screws and some wood glue to keep it from moving around and coming apart. And what I thought would take me an hour took me probably 3. So this is going to be slow going. I still have all that way to go for tonight. And, well, not tonight, not do tonight, but yeah, I've got the pieces I've got already put together, and I need to put them up. That'll be just a long ass time. Getting a plan for the weekend, I suppose. But so it's occurred to me, I did last night as I was sleeping, I guess, that I wouldn't know how to, or remember how to lay the correct path for my support things. So I saved the piece of paper I used as trace for the wood bits, and I taped it back up to the ceiling as a guide, and I'm surprised and pleased to say that it ended up in the right place, and that's unusual for me. Usually I'm off by a foot or 2 or 3. So, and I've also pre-cut a whole bunch of my my threaded bar stock, so I'll be able to put up a whole bunch of these things tonight. I'm going to use the spacing of these two supports here as a constant, and so every 3 feet or whatever the hell it is, for appearance's sake, I'm going to march it along here and put one up against the wall there for where the hole is, and use that 3-foot thing as a constant there. I think I just said that. That damn thing's helping again. So I'll be putting up probably 7 more of my supports tonight. Although I said that last night, I got all of 2 of them in 3 hours. So we'll see how it goes.